What do you think you're looking for?
Dating on this show is going to be an altogether new experience. What I hope is that I can look at one of those women and know that I've found the right person.
Yeah, and I hope you get that. I really do. You have a great personality. Other people are going to see it. And you're my dad. I mean, you're the most awesome person anyway.
Hey everyone, I am Damian Holbrook from TV Guide Magazine and TV Insider, and I am so honored to be talking to our Golden Bachelor, Gerry Turner. Gerry, congratulations. I know that this has been a long time coming, right?
It has indeed, and thanks for the kind words.
And also, like, everybody, can you just look at this man? This is 71. Gerry, you make some of the guys that have been on the franchise look like hobgoblins. This is ridiculous.
Well, let's not be too harsh. And by the way, it's now 72.
Wow, okay, all right. So did you turn 72 before production started?
During.
Oh, okay, all right. So I know that you have just filmed, I guess, in the last week or so, the big night, right?
Yes.
How did that go?
Well, it was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
We can relate that to the kid in the candy store if we want to, but I think that's not doing it justice.
Yeah.
When you get to meet 22 women who have prepared themselves for an event like this and prepared themselves to meet me, that's pretty special. That's a pretty awesome moment.
How did they do casting the women? Because I know, like, you didn't really get a say, right? Like, you just gave a ballpark idea?
Yeah. I would have to say they did an awesome job. There's a variety of women, but they're all very elegant. They're very attractive. I believe through some conversations, they all have very similar values to me, particularly in the area of their attachment to family, which is huge for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you go through this big night. How was it? What was your secret to remembering the names?
I'm sorry, I don't have a secret to that because still every once in a while I stumble.
Yeah.
I was mostly trying to remember the first impression. Mostly trying to remember if I just got a special look from some of the women. I was trying to remember who was nervous and who was well composed.
Right.
So I was more interested in those things, knowing that I had help with the names. So that was my priorities.
And I know your daughters are fans of the show. And so now their dad is the Bachelor, and they know certain things that have happened on this show. Did they warn you, like, Dad, do not embarrass us during the fantasy suites?
No, they didn't address the fantasy suites as much as first night kisses.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't do that. Get to know them first. And I failed. I'm telling you, there's such a joy and there's affection with these women. They've let their guard down, their barriers are down. I mean, we really are a collection of friends. And the simple joy of kissing some of those women, it really wasn't as much romantic as it was being familiar with them quickly. So, I mean, I don't regret it a bit.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. You're coming into this show with a certain level of skill sets and life experiences that previous contestants haven't had. You've been through, like, the great love. You've gone through the great loss. You've raised kids. You've had businesses. You've had all these experiences. How do you feel that's informing your decisions and what you're looking for going forward?
Oh, it's huge. Bear in mind that the women on the other side of the table have had very similar experiences. So when there's that kindred spirit of knowing that you're talking to someone who has experienced the same kind of loss that I have, cuts through a lot of BS.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to talk some meaningful talk right away, as opposed to poking around at some of the extraneous stuff.
Right. Yeah, you're not worried about, like, the dresses or the hair, any of that.
What's your favorite color and what kind of food do you like? No,
Right,
let's talk
exactly.
serious.
It's like, how do you deal with family issues and how do you, yeah. I'm so excited about this idea because it really is like the running joke is always like, are they there for the right reasons? At this stage in life, yeah, you are. Nobody's looking to start like a career as an influencer after 45, you know? And so they're really, you know, I think everybody has some kind of emotional skin in this game.
Right. And man, you're making a great observation, because that also helps me make good decisions. I don't have to have my radar up as to whether or not someone's trying to launch a career on TV and whether or not they're trying to, you know, increase their followers and all that. No, all I have to focus on is their reaction to me and my emotional reaction to them. And that can't say that makes the job simpler, but it does streamline it.
Do you see yourself possibly getting engaged?
Oh, sure. That's a very realistic possibility. You know, let's face it, you get to 72 years old, the clock ticks a lot faster than when you're 20. If I'm going to enjoy a good time for the rest of my life, look at it this way. What percentage of my life is a month? When you're 20 years old, it's likely that it's a very tiny percent number.
Yeah.
You get to my age, that percentage number is a lot higher. I don't want to waste time. I want to find my girl and I want to move on.
And what is your idea of the perfect date?
You know, it kind of depends on where I would be at in a relationship with someone, and perhaps what their energy level is and their level of adventuresome. But I think at this point, a perfect date is a time where I have ample opportunity to talk about myself and ask questions about the woman I'm with and let them talk about themselves and compare notes on our values and how we feel about our kids, our geography, because I think that's going to be something that, you know, we need to discuss to make sure it's going to work. Age is a factor. If there's a wide gap in age, you know, that's something that we would have to look at. So a perfect date is going to give me and my partner the opportunity to explore each other, have open conversation, and particularly honest conversation.
And your daughters, will they have a say going into this? Like, because this is important to them too. You know, they want to see their dad happy, but this is a person that they're going to have to spend a lot of time with.
You know, God love them. I love them more than anybody on this earth, but they're not going to have any input on my life partner for the rest of my life. The upside is they are so accepting and so gracious of everyone, in particular any of the women I've dated, that it doesn't matter who I bring home to them, they will accept them. And that is the fundamental support that I know I have.
And as a widower, how much do you look for your late wife in a possible new partner?
I like the wording of your question. So the parts that I would like to find from my late wife in a new partner are character and values and the ability to be an equal partner and look out for each other. But I've cautioned myself, and I'm pretty firm with the rule that I'm not going to make those comparisons. I'm not looking for Tony 2.0. It's an altogether different game at 70 than when you're in high school with your high school sweetheart. So you just can't make a comparison that way.
Yeah, but those characteristics, those are things that I think anyone at any age would want.
Sure, absolutely.
Everyone, do not miss The Golden Bachelor on ABC. Gary, thank you so much.
Thank you again.